Liquorgate probe. Just a day after he was arrested by the ED, that is in the Enforcement Directorate, the agency has been granted remand till March 17th. The court ruled in favor of the agency's plea for custodial interrogation. The Enforcement Directorate has accused Sisodia of conspiracy in framing the now defunct liquor policy for kickbacks as well as destruction of evidence. The agency also plans to interrogate him face-to-face with the other accused. The BJP launched a mega protest in the capital seeking Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's resignation. The Aam Aadmi Party continues to claim vendetta politics, accusing the BJP of plotting to keep Sisodia in jail as it has been spooked by the party's rise. The lens is also on Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao's daughter and BRS MLC K. Kavita. She has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate on the 11th of March, that is tomorrow. The summons have been issued after her alleged aide, Hyderabad-based businessman Arun Pillai, was arrested by the ED in connection with the case. As per the agency, both Pillai and Kavita were part of a cartel of retailers, wholesalers and manufacturers who allegedly gave 100 crore to the Aam Aadmi Party via Vijay Nair, who served as a communications in charge in the party. In fact, he was responsible for making some changes in the liquor policy. K. Kavita has dismissed these charges. She says she will not be intimidated and is being targeted for exposing the failures of the central government. However, the big question remains, with no legal relief, is the vendetta politics charge crumbling?
I would say that 58 pages of the remand application, all blown up allegations, nothing substantial, and not a single iota of an evidence where it has been shown that the money trail has reached to Mr. Sisodia.
मुझे जो आगे की तस्वीर दिख रही है उसमें अरविंद केजरीवाल जी का भी शायद यही हश्र होगा जो आज मनीष सिसोदिया का हुआ है।
ये हमारी नज़र में मनीष सिसोदिया जी शिक्षा मंत्री थे, मनीष सिसोदिया जी शिक्षा मंत्री हैं और मनीष सिसोदिया जी ही शिक्षा मंत्री रहेंगे। केंद्र सरकार चाहे कितने भी झूठे केस लगाकर मनीष जी, सत्येंद्र जी जैसे व्यक्तियों को जेल में डाल दे, लेकिन जो उनका प्रयास है कि दिल्ली वालों के काम को रोका जाए, उस प्रयास को हम कभी सफल नहीं होने देंगे।
This is nothing but a serious and institutional targeting of opposition leaders. BJP runs an entire ecosystem of spreading lies.
And breaking news coming in now, CNN News 18 has accessed the Enforcement Directorate's remand note revealing the damning charges against Manish Sisodia. And as per the agency, Manish Sisodia is guilty of money laundering. The agency says that Manish Sisodia conspired to form the faulty liquor policy for kickbacks. Manish Sisodia was privy to the proceeds of crime. These are the words of the Enforcement Directorate. It says chats reveal Vijay Nair worked with Sisodia's support. There have been multiple discrepancies in Sisodia's statement. The ED claims that Sisodia is not cooperating with the investigation, that he is withholding information in his exclusive knowledge, that Mr. Sisodia made conscious efforts to destroy evidence, that 14 phones were used by him and 12 have been destroyed. The agency says that Sisodia changed SIM cards, procured them under different name. Ananya Bhetnagar is joining us live. Ananya, it's only getting tough for Manish Sisodia. It looks like that the money trail could have very well be established here.
Definitely, Maria, it's a troubled road for Manish Sisodia with a lot of hurdles coming up, because remember, the 58-page remand note that we have managed to access at CNN News 18 goes on to detail down the allegations against Manish Sisodia, and not only in the formulation of this particular policy, but also of destruction of evidence. He was privy to the whole proceeds of crime. Money had come to him, is what the Enforcement Directorate says. He was in knowledge of that particular proceeds of crime, and that's the reason why he is guilty of the offence of money laundering under Section 3 of the PMLA, is what the enforcement agencies say. Now, what is the defence that is being put forth by Manish Sisodia's counsel is that not even a single penny has come to him. He was just the minister for the excise and was not a part and parcel to this particular policy, in the discrepancy to this particular policy. However, and it is a political vendetta, they have been constantly saying. But on the contrary, the Enforcement Directorate, through its remand note and through its lawyers, Mr. Zoeb Hussein's special public prosecutor along with Naveen Kumar Mata, had clearly stated before the court that Manish Sisodia had political understanding with K. Kavita, and this was a submission that was made before the court by, in fact, Manish Sisodia's, by the ED's counsel, and that's the reason why Manish Sisodia's representative Vijay Nair and K. Kavita's representative Arun Pillai were actually very key players in this particular policy formulation. In fact, it's also been stated that in order to provide a certain kind of a benefits, 100 crores in kickbacks were received, and after receiving this advance kickbacks, various retail zones were sold to Indo Spirits, in which K. Kavita had a large stake, and that's the exact case of the Enforcement Directorate.
Okay.
Now, why it is a troublesome road for Manish Sisodia? Number one, because first of all, even if he secures a bail in the CBI case, he will have to stay in either judicial custody or ED custody because the PMLA probe is on. Secondly, rigors under Section 19 to arrest somebody are very high, and that's the reason why in fact ED could have justified its arrest by material evidence, and we've seen how the statements of various people, in fact his own secretaries, were read against Manish Sisodia, and that's the reason why in fact ED had reasons to believe, as per Section 19, to arrest Manish Sisodia. And now under Section 45, when he goes on to secure a bail, these are very tough conditions, because he will have to prove that he is not guilty of that particular offence, and secondly, that he would not be committing this particular offence in the near future as well. So it is a tough road for Manish Sisodia at this point of time. ED's charges glaring up. So what happens next, we'll get to know on March 17 when ED comes back, because it is said that it wants to confront Manish Sisodia with various people, and especially these excise officials. And when he will be confronted in the custodial interrogation, we might see that the probe goes on to a longer ride.
All right. Thank you so much, Ananya. And Ananya will track the story very closely when the case comes up again. Joining me in the studio, Shehzad Poonawala, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Siddharth Sharma, Aam Aadmi Party Spokesperson, Ashok K. Singh, Senior Advocate, Shantanu Sen, former Joint Director of CBI. Shantanu Sen, given what the ED is saying in its remand copy, do you think they have enough evidence to really prove that this entire policy implementation was not only faulty, that it had led to some kind of illegal gains also for the Aam Aadmi Party?
What we have is allegations, and they are in the FIR, and these allegations are being investigated by the ED. And as long as they are under investigation, Mr. Sisodia will be arrested, confronted, and asked to answer questions. We will wait for the charge sheet to find out if this is evidence. And once the court accepts them, these allegations as evidence, they will become evidence. The use of word evidence at this moment is completely not appropriate.
Okay. So these are not evidence. This is essentially claims by the Enforcement Directorate, by the agency.
Charges.
By the so these are charges
by the.
Okay. These are charges by the agency.
That's right.
So
subject to proof.
Subject to proof. Siddharth Sharma, come in on this. As per the charges by the Enforcement Directorate in its remand, it goes on to say that Manish Sisodia and other AAP leaders got into an arrangement with the South Group through their representative Sri Vijay Nair, wherein against the advance kickback of 100 crore, the South Group was allowed to get illegal benefits, including partnership in Indo Spirits, making Indo Spirits the distributor of one of the largest manufacturers, Pernod Ricard, yes, allowing South Group to control multiple retail zones. It's certainly getting tough. You'll have to explain a lot here.
Maria, I think Shantanu Sen has, in his brevity, very clearly explained that this is not evidence. Basically, what has happened is that the excise policy has become a proverbial Schrodinger's cat for the BJP. It's like it's trying to find a black cat in a dark room, in a room that does not exist. One thing that your viewers need to know is that their star witness today, BJP star witness, has submitted in court today that he was asked to sign a confession under duress. So if Mr. Manish Sisodia is not found with any money, there is no case against him, no FIR, no charge sheet. This is a complete, everyone knows. I think it is now clear to every viewer of CNN News 18 channel, especially with the letters from 7 heads of different states to the Prime Minister about the brazen misuse of the investigative agencies, constitutional bodies, that this regime, this now is a battle simply between constructive politics and destructive politics. It is a battle between federalism and unilateralism. Since the BJP today realizes its own bankruptcy in creativity, it is now trying to do the second best thing it can. It is trying to destroy creativity around, be it healthcare and education of Delhi, be it law and order of Punjab, be it social justice of Bihar, be it industrial and all-round development of Tamil Nadu. It is just trying to destroy this.
Yes,
basically
today,
everyone knows today
yes,
that BJP
but Siddharth Sharma, I'm talking about the remand copy. The fact is that it's a subject of investigation. We are saying that these are the charges, and as Shantanu Sen said, it's us only when the charge sheet will be filed will we know whether these are charges backed by evidence.
Exactly.
Shehzad, you were part of the protests that were being held by the BJP in the national capital today. The question certainly is that, yes, it's getting tough for the Aam Aadmi Party legally, but politically speaking, you have much to explain, particularly with 7 political parties uniting and all of them saying that this is a case of political vendetta.
I call these 9 eminent personalities Bhrashtachar ke 9 Ratna, the colonial cousins of corruption. First, they used to unite in the name of so-called secularism. Today, they unite in the name of protecting corruption. By the way, let me tell you, because you're from Bihar, once upon a time, this is the tweet of Kejriwal on Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, one of the Bhrashtachar ke 9 Ratna. Lalu made crores in fodder scam, but no order of recovery of that money, just 25 lakh rupee fine. Today, Arvind and Lalu are on the same side of the divide. So, enough said about that. Lalu has been convicted by a court of law. So, unlike what Mr. Shantanu is saying, he's convicted more than one time. You're from Bihar, you know the case even better than me. Now, let me forget the statements made even by the agencies in front of a court of law. Let me tell you what the court has specifically said. And you know, this is a broken record of Aam Aadmi Party. This is High Court Order 2019, page 16. The entries linked to Mr. Satyendra Jain, and he was held as a Hawalebaz by the High Court. Then let's talk about the trial court. 22nd, this is July 2022. Prima facie sufficient evidence against Satyendra Jain. Delhi court accepts the ED's charge sheet. And they keep saying that paise ka kuch paisa nahi mila, kuch paisa nahi mila. 2 points on that. One, Satyendra Jain was laundering his money using agricultural land, which has been admitted by a court. And secondly, here is today's remand note, which talks about the money trail of at least 292 crores being funneled back to Manish Sisodia and the role he played in organizing the entire thing, right from increasing the profit margins, allowing wholesale to go into the private hands, allowing blacklisted and manufacturing companies. Forget everything else. If there was no scam, Siddharth, here are 3 or 4 specific questions. If there was no scam, your government in 2021 issued a show cause notice to Indo Spirits and took no action after the money started flowing in. Can you tell me why? There is a Dhawan committee report, I'm sure you don't know about it, which clearly said wholesale should remain with the public sector, simply so that there could be no cartelization. You gave it to the private sector, in which the Indo Spirits, where K. Kavita and others have a stake, were able to take a lion's share. And thirdly, please tell me now from your own mouth, is the Congress party, which usually cries vendetta, says that the action on Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia is absolutely correct. Are they also siding with a probe which is vindictive? Or are they speaking the truth in this particular matter?
Okay.
And is the matter on Sonia Gandhi vindictive or not?
Siddharth, respond to this and then I bring in the lawyer.
Yeah, Maria, coming from Shahzad from BJP, it is a bit rich. People of India have been seeing that on February 17th, the Home Minister called the Meghalaya government the most corrupt one. And on March 8th, they form a government with the same party. The second thing, Shahzad, I'm going to answer your questions. This is the answer to that. At Adani Port, 20,000 crores of worth of drugs from Taliban is seized, but neither Mr. Adani is investigated. Instead, Taliban is given 20,000 tons of wheat. What is this? Isn't it cartelization of some sort? You will have to answer this. Point number 3, while speaking about Mr. Manish Sisodia, that's why this case is absolutely, you will have to answer, BJP spokesperson has to answer, that why is the star witness in this case, one Mr. Pillai, gone hostile against the government? Why is he saying that he was asked to confess under duress? Isn't it true? The point is very simple. If, for example, this whole excise policy, let us give this a small analogy. Any policy, any government is elected by the people to frame certain policies. And when the government frames policies, obviously it will benefit a few entities and it will deprive a few. Is it an argument that on the day demonetization was brought in India, the next day, the new printing press companies obviously benefited from new notes being printed? Is it anybody's case that demonetization was
okay? No, Shahzad. Before you respond, I want to understand from Ashok Singh. One moment,
convicted
Shahzad.
Himself with a statement. It's very important.
Shahzad, I'll come to you, Shahzad. Okay. Arun Singh, today Arun Pillai, who is a businessman who has allegedly taken the name of K. Kavita and has said that he was part of that cartelization and he was supposedly the front of KCR's daughter, he has now retracted his statement submitted before the Enforcement Directorate. What does it actually mean now for this case? Mr. Singh, if you can hear me.
Yes. I'm listening.
Yes.
See, anyone can retract from their statement, right? Because the statement given before the police can be retracted, right?
Yes.
Can be retracted before the court, can be retracted before the police. But as far as the ED is concerned, recently Supreme Court has stated the statement made before the ED under the section 50 of the PMLA is an admissible piece of evidence, right? So it has some value. And if it is being retracted afterwards, that will go against that person.
Okay. Does it answer your question, Siddharth?
So this is the legal aspect. This is the legal aspect of the retraction of the statement given before the...
So that means it doesn't really work in favor of Manish Sisodia and K. Kavita.
No. It's not going to give any favor to the Manish Sisodia or the K. Kavita because the procedure before the ED is not as similar or at par with the normal police. Because before the normal police, if you make a statement and we retract thereafter, that can be taken, right, as a retraction. But before the ED, once we record the statement under section 50, this becomes the admissible evidence. You cannot retract thereafter. If you retract afterwards, then it will go against you because your credibility becomes doubtful.
Okay.
This is the difference between the ED and the other.
Yes, go ahead.
Look, apart from the legalese, there are a couple of points I want to make. The courts have held Satyendra Jain in jail for last 9 months, despite him trying every avenue. For 6 months, Vijay Nair is in jail, despite him trying every avenue. Manish Sisodia went up to the Supreme Court. Today he's been denied by 2 courts. No case of the Sharab Ghotala has been quashed by any court of law. You can assume Modi ji is the worst person on earth, the ED, CBI, everything is a handmaiden. We are the most victimized entities in this planet. But can the courts be adjudicated as being biased? No. So today I want to ask just 2 questions of my friend Siddharth. One, are the courts biased? And if they are not biased, then please pray tell me that why aren't you getting relief from them if you're so innocent? And secondly, Lalu Prasad Yadav is convicted 4 times. His family, against whom the cases were started, by the way, by Lallan Singh JDU, is in your letter of corruption. And from where you have descended and where you have gone. Once upon a time with Anna Hazare, India against corruption. Today, celebration of corruption, justification of corruption under Lalu Prasad. Do you think Lalu Prasad has been a subject matter of vendetta politics when courts convict him 4 times? Specific questions. Don't go to Taliban now.
No.
Start with
Shahzad, I
Lalu.
will go to Yediyurappa this time. Don't worry.
I know you will go
Yediyurappa
everywhere
is the
except answer the question. That's what Aam Aadmi Party usually does.
That's what. I'm not going to Taliban. I'll go to Yediyurappa now.
Okay, you
Mr.
carry on.
Yediyurappa has resigned because of corruption, and today he's the mascot of Karnataka BJP. The Prime Minister shares stage with him. So you don't have BJP.
Is that the reason why Manish Sisodia hasn't got relief by court?
I'll answer to your question.
Okay. Let Siddharth Sharma speak. Yes. Go ahead.
A simple question. BJP cries wolf about respecting law, and Mr. Manish Sisodia being incarcerated.
Lalu is convicted.
Law,
is it vendetta
or not? BJP should answer that in this same country, Veer Savarkar and Shahid Bhagat Singh were also incarcerated under some law.
You're comparing Lalu Prasad Yadav to Veer Savarkar. May I please ask the anchor to relieve me from the show? I can't hear this. You can't be comparing Lalu Prasad Yadav to Veer Savarkar. I take strong objection. No, one
moment. Let him finish his point. Let him finish his point. Let's listen to what he's saying. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. BJP has to understand, that is what the crux of the question, Maria, is that when you cannot, Shahzad cannot ridicule 9 chief ministers. These 9 chief ministers represent 50 crore Indians, right from Bihar to West Bengal to Telangana to Tamil Nadu to Kerala to Delhi to Punjab. These are just like the Honorable Prime Minister is the Honorable Prime Minister of India. These are 9 honorable government heads of 9 states. These represent 50 crore Indians. They have written to the Prime Minister today to choose a side, whether he is a patriarch of a nation or a mascot of a political party, because it is very clear. I think
is Lalu a product of vendetta politics? Yes or no, Siddharth Sharma? He's been convicted 4 times.
Can we please put focus back on Liquorgate? Yes, Mr. Sharma.
Can you repeat the question?
Let's put the lens back on the case. Manish Sisodia, K. Kavita, because she is going to be questioned tomorrow.
Yeah, as the senior advocate in this panel very clearly said, in the last 1.5 years, PMLA law has been tweaked to make it very tough for people who have been hoisted ED cases to seek bail. The courts are very conservative about it, and that is the law of the land. The law of the land, strangely, doesn't apply to one Mr. Himant Biswa Sharma, who is also under ED investigation, but ED chooses not to seek
what ED investigation is on Himant Biswa Sharma? No, I will not allow facts to be mishandled in this debate. What ED investigation is on Mr. Himant Biswa Sharma? I want to know. I demand to know that right now which ED case is on Mr. Himant Biswa Sharma.
That is why my
No, Siddharth, you are going on a tangent. First of all, you compared Lalu with Savarkar. That is objectionable and abominable. And Siddharth Sharma, what is the Himanta Biswa Sharma ED case? Please put it out right now. Please put it out right now.
Okay, I am going to give the final word now to Shantanu Sen. Shantanu Sen, looking at the fact that the BJP constantly says, and this is the point that has been made by a number of analysts as well, I want to understand from you, sir, if the bail has not been given for almost like 9 to 10 months to an individual, say in this case a Satyendra Jain, there is no relief that has come from the court till now to Manish Sisodia. Would you then be saying that it's only getting tough for them legally?
It is getting tough because the courts will not give bail when the trial is continuing, and the courts decide that these are persons with immense power and authority. So as long as the trial continues, they may interfere with the witnesses. But let me make it very clear, all this does not convict them. Only Lalu Prasad has been convicted, fine. But neither Manish Sisodia nor Mr. Satyendra Jain nor Kavita ji nor anybody else facing investigation has been convicted. So let us give them their due. They are not convicted, they are facing trial on serious charges. That is it. Politicians can take and draw mileage from anything. Politicians will draw mileage. Let them draw mileage. But the facts of law speak for themselves. They are not convicted. They are facing trial on serious allegations.
That's it. With all due respect, when they used to be India Against Corruption, without even a legal process, they held Sheila Dikshit and all other worthies as guilty and demanded resignations. Today you have court processes against them and they do not have the oof to do the resignation.
All right.
And they defend them as
We'll be seeing several twists and turns in this case. Thank you so much for your time, Shantanu Sen, Ashok Singh, Siddharth Sharma and Shehzad here in the studio. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.
Greatness of